I want to talk to you about something today that keeps cropping up with clients, in my groups, in private client discussions, behind the scenes Instagram messages, and that's lack mindset. And I want to turn it on its head because I think lack mindset is normally thought of in terms of money. So how we just believe that not enough money comes to us, money's for other people, we don't have enough money. So lack comes from enough in terms of the actual value of money. However, I want to flip this completely and think of lack, but in your mind you're thinking there's too much. So you're thinking there are too many other people out there doing what you're doing. And what I'm talking about is competitors. It's about the competition. So whereas we go from lack, thinking that there's not enough, i.e. there's not enough money for you, I want you to turn it around and think, what do I believe there is too much of? Which inadvertently comes down to lack. What I mean is this: we fear the competition. We fear someone else doing what we're doing. We fear someone else taking our ideas. We fear someone else popping up, whether it's you've got a street or a cafe or a restaurant or a high street. We fear somebody else popping up because we fear they're going to take the business away from us, where the lack comes in. So what we fear there is too much of actually results in us fear that there's not enough of. So I want you to just take a moment to think about your industry and your competitors and what you are worried about being in a competitive marketplace. And when that concerns you, when you're worried about the competition, whether it's, like I say, a physical store or an online presence or another coach, consultant, another health coach, another sports coach, another makeup artist, another fashion designer, another graphic designer, another artist, another architect, another interior designer, whoever you are and whatever you do, if you are in fear about the competition, I want you to know this. Competition is brilliant. Competition means that you can niche more. So for you and your competitors, no one has ever been you. No one was ever put on this planet with exactly the same set of life experiences, same set of talents, same set of knowledge that has got you to where you're at. No one else has your history. No one else has your mind. So rather than being in lack of what you have and everyone else has got that might seem similar, know that your unique experience is just that. It's unique to you. No one else has ever been put on this planet to be you or ever will be you. So what I want to do is invite you to take a minute to think about what is your unique spin, talent, offering that only you can bring. And I want you to really own it. And in doing that, I want you to also own whatever is unique about who you presume are your competitors. Look at them and think, wow, that's amazing. They focus on that because that's their unique skill. Mine is this, that's theirs. And then I want you to maybe do this exercise where you look at your crossovers and think, but isn't it amazing that I know that there are other people out there that think like I do? And that gives validation to what I'm doing. Yet I know my unique experience, my unique set of history and life events has brought me to this place which is unique, and no one can take that away from me. And especially at a time where we are all fighting for the work, we're all really in a time where it's survival of the fittest, and some businesses, which upsets me to my core, are not going to survive, and others are going to thrive. Some of us are going to give up, others are going to find this guttural want and desire to survive, and we are going to push through. And so that's why I want to talk to you about lack. I want you to know that there is no lack. So take a moment, like I say, to step back and think of your competitors and look at how great they are. Look at what they do best. Because in my courses, I always teach this: what you are not is just as important as what you are. And what I mean by that is, you cannot serve all of the people all of the time. And if you think you're speaking to everyone with your brand, you are in fact speaking to nobody. It's fragmented, it's not targeted. It means that you can't ever delve down deep and get to that really authentic voice that is yours and only yours, because this is what makes you and your brand unique. So when we can really acknowledge what other people have got that is great and that what we're not, it gives us confidence to know what we are as a brand. So for instance, I am in the coaching industry, which is hugely competitive. It's like the fastest growing industry in the world next to tech. And when I go to coaching conferences and you sit in a room with, I don't know, maybe anything from 20 to 30, 50 or 100 other coaches. I've actually sat in a room before where there were 1,000 coaches. Can you imagine what would happen if there was a lack mindset in coaching? I mean, it kind of goes with the grain that we don't have the lack mindset because we do the work, we do the personal growth work. But I'm trying to use it as an example. Can you imagine if every coach in a room was, say, 100 women, 100 female coaches? Can you imagine if we all had lack mindset? Can you imagine the shitstorm that would be? But actually what happens is the opposite. None of us have lack mindset. We all love the fact that each and every one of us has a slightly different customer avatar. We have a slightly different brand vision. No one's branding identity is the same. No one's brand voice is the same. Nobody turns up. Actually, this is wrong. Sometimes you get somebody turning up in the same dress, but given that we come from all over the world, it's rare. And, everyone knows what their identity is. And that's the most expansive place you can be. When there is no lack mindset, and as I say, it's not about money, it's about the competition. When there is no lack, you can be in abundance, you can be in flow, you can look at the competitor down the road and think, amazing, we're in the same industry, but that's her skill and this is mine. Or that's his unique selling point and this is mine. No two personal trainers will ever be the same. No two nutritionalist coaches will ever be the same. No two architects will ever be the same. So don't ever be in lack or fear about what you've got compared to the next person. It can actually boost your success if you can look at competitors who are in similar marketplaces and say, okay, we're in the similar space, but that's your unique point. This is mine. How can we every now and again maybe team up together and unite in what joins us and also unite in what separates us? This is how coaches do it. Coaches constantly share talent. So for instance, I'm running Ambition at the moment. It's a 10-week program, and within that I've got several people that I know, coaches that do guest appearances. They actually form part of some calls. They come on a Zoom call with me when we have the private group calls. They come on and they take part of it. I've actually got workbooks where their faces are on the front cover of the workbook. I give it over to them for that week or that module because I know what they're unique in. It's not what I'm unique in. For instance, one coach I work with, it's all about LinkedIn. Like, she's a LinkedIn expert. Another coach I work with, one of my mastermind partners, she's an expert on productivity and gaining some of your time back in your week. Another coach I work with is really all about feminine energy and how if we tap into our feminine resources, that really makes our lives better on every level. I don't have the lack mindset that I cannot collaborate with other coaches. In fact, it's the opposite. I'm always looking for who can I collaborate with? Who has got something that I don't? I know what my unique skills are. You know that I specialise in coaching people in the design industry, predominantly women with design related businesses, and you've got a creative flair and you see the world through that lens. I know that my niche is how you create a fun, sexy business that's still serious, but we can be women running these businesses that literally light us up. That's why I focus on the creative industry. That's my experience. But I know that no one has had my background. So I'm not in lack. I'm just in awe of other coaches, not lack. I'm in awe of the unique way they do it, and I'll look at something they do and think, wow, I never thought of it like that. That's amazing. And I, rather than thinking I need to worry about it, I might go to them and say, I love that you do that. Do you want to be a guest speaker on in my program? Or do you want to hook up together and think about how we can run an event together? There is no lack. So why not just bring your awareness to this lack mindset and shift it away from what you don't have to what you do have? And thinking of lack mindset rather than in lack, but of an abundance of talent, an abundance of industry-specific businesses that collectively you create an industry. So how can you all work together within your particular niche, in your particular industry, to generate more? How can you elevate each other? So at this time where some businesses maybe don't have enough business, some businesses have so much that they're struggling to keep up, how can you look at another business in your industry and from a place of no lack, how can you support each other? How can you make it even better? How can you grow your businesses? You each have a database, you each have a following on social media. How can you grow each other's database just like that? What knowledge do you have that they don't have that they might need? And what do they have in terms of knowledge that you could really benefit from? And you complement each other. Like I say, there's no lack in terms of there can only be one of you. There is only one of you, but there doesn't have to be only one of your businesses in the marketplace. If you are rich in your knowledge that what you have is unique, there is no lack mindset. So like I say, this has come up so much in terms of competition, and it always comes up when businesses are more just starting out. And say, for instance, somebody might say to me, I can't join your group because you've already got an interior designer in it, say an Ambition. I can't join it because there's an interior designer there, and you can't have two. Surely that's going against the grain of, we'll be in competition with each other. No, because every interior designer is different. I think I've got 3 in my group. They're all different. One's startup, one's super established, one's really trying to make more of a mark. This is how you learn from each other. This is about women learning from each other. Women have always shared knowledge. If you think about the years of history of women, especially hundreds of years ago, women came together more. It was a collective more. Women shared knowledge. Women stood by each other. And this is what we need to do more now. The time is of the woman now to rise up and be stronger and be more connected to what she is good at doing. And as women, naturally, we will have similar skills. We'll have similar feelings and ways of doing business. So let's start supporting each other. There is no lack. Like I say, especially in my groups, there is no lack whatsoever. I don't only admit one interior designer or one graphic designer. This is not a breakfast business group where there can only be one of everybody, because that functions from a lack mindset. So it's not like that here. I had to share it with you because, like I say, it kept coming up, and that's when I get this message to hop on and talk to you about it. I hope this has resonated with you. Thoughts, comments, questions below, please. I would love to hear from you. Have I just shifted your viewpoint, your thought process on a lack mindset and on the competitor? And if you get a brainwave to reach out to a competitor from this video, I want you to leave a comment below and tag that business in it. And if you create some amazing crossover, amazing business relationship, come up with an event, maybe it's an online event, pull resources, pull together, be stronger together. I would love to hear from you. Leave a comment below. I'll see you on the next IGTV video.